Hi everyone. This is a video for those of us, those of you. This is a video for those of you who are fed up with the innumerable human rights violations that has been committed against us, humanity, the planet, and every living being on this planet. So I have created this document called the Declaration of Sovereignty, Understanding and Intent, and this is a document to withdraw your consent to be governed. Okay, you're effectively separating yourself from the control system, the governments, the empires, and the corporations everywhere. So I am going to read this. Okay. Declaration of Sovereignty, Understanding and Intent. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. I stand in the presence and in the environment and integrity of natural law, universal law, our soul's co-created agreements. Universal law is above man-made laws. So you are effectively going above their jurisdiction and separating yourself immediately from them. So to continue, from within my soul's natural sovereignty, will, and my natural authority in universal law and co-created agreements, I create this finite loop as a crucible for closure. In the attention of the lords of karma, the false light paradigm of the gods, and the hierarchy of the archons of the hologram of the false gods, and the draconian empire. From here on forward, collectively expressed as you or your. I have discovered the fraud, theft, physical, mental, and emotional harm you have committed against me. I demand remedy for all of it immediately. My power to contract is unlimited, hence I void all contracts between you and me. Therefore, all contracts between us have been terminated retroactive. This is a notice to declare my sovereignty, my understanding and intent. I am no longer a worker for the false light, synthetic light paradigm. I am a sovereign universal being of my own free will. I make my own laws and rules for me. That's what a sovereign being does. A sovereign being makes law for themselves. There is no one above me nor under me, and I will not obey anyone unless I agree with them. I am not a legal person or any legal fiction you have concocted using and falsifying my name. All uppercase names are fraudulent representations, and I bear no financial or legal responsibility for them. You have no jurisdiction over me. I do not consent to any tags or implants, and I demand you remove your invasive junk technology from my bodies, my consciousness, and my natural being. And I order you to keep your minions away from me. My wishes, understandings, intentions, and declarations are: I hereby claim and retain all of my inalienable universal rights for eternity. As expressed under universal human rights, also known as Bill of Rights, in the original USA Organic Constitution and the Magna Carta, not the US Corporate Constitution, in parentheses, I hereby reclaim all of my free will for myself in this now. You are ordered to stand down and desist all of your trespassing and interference on my being, minds, brains, bodies, and environment in all times, spaces, and dimensions. You have no right to interfere with my free will in any way whatsoever. I hereby revoke my consent to be governed by you or any government or empire and corporation. All contracts in all times, spaces, and dimensions are rescinded, nullified, and voided between us, retroactive and forward for eternity. And all reinstatement clauses are voided everywhere. Your coercions, deceptions, lies, and technologies are an illegal act of usurping my free will, so any assumptions on your part that I have agreed to be violated, oppressed, extracted, and enslaved are erroneous, null and void, retroactive. I hereby order you to stop looking at me, spying on me, and to collect information from me directly or indirectly through technology. I hereby order you to, if you go against my wishes, the penalty will be $1 per digital bit of information you have collected. This is payable on the 1st of every month to my PayPal account or my bank account, now. If you are late with your payment, a 10% annual percentage rate penalty is assessed on your karmic account. The universe will keep track of this on your karmic account. You owe me everything you have taken from me, with interest. The interest rate is set at 10% annual percentage rate retroactive, and payment is due now. If you interfere with me again in any way, the interest rate will be doubled each time you interfere with me. This includes interfering with the people I interact with, because if you interfere with them, you also interfere with me. Deceptive contracts are null and void from creation because there was no full disclosure and there was no meeting of the minds. I hereby forbid all of you to access my energy or anything else that belongs to me, directly or indirectly, ever again for eternity. If you do, you will be transported to the center of the galaxy for transmutation. Your identity will be erased. This is a self-executing contract dependent on your violating my space and my being. I have the right to cognitive freedom. All your mind control attempts are trespassing on my collective cognitive freedom. I order you to stop what you are doing against me and my human family. Furthermore, I order you to stop and desist from all manner of poisoning of our environment. You have no right to pollute my or our environment. You have no right to deploy over 40,000 satellites and antennas that pollute our environment with electromagnetic frequencies. We never consented to that. I order you to stop deploying satellites and put everything back in the natural order the way you have found it. You have no right to pollute my body with vaccines, chips, nanotech. You have no right to spray chemicals on me and my food and the soil it grows in. I command you to stop all this. to the empire of the false draconian rulers. I hereby withdraw my consent to be governed by you or any government or empire. I am putting you under notice that you have no right to interfere with my organic, natural, spiritual, evolutionary process, and you are violating of my universal inalienable rights and my universal free will. You are not trespassing on my free will and my universal beingness. Stop immediately what you are doing or face the consequences. And I demand you remedy this violation. I will live in harmony with the natural law of the organic universe and separate myself from your artificial laws and legal construct. I am not sovereign. I am not sovereign from any subsidiary minions of yours. I am now free and sovereign from your energetic templates, all of your dogmas, and all of your technologies. I hereby announce the soul-level agreement fulfilled, closed, and no longer necessary, and no longer active. This is a statement made with respect. This is a statement made with love, and is made with gratitude, and it is made from my natural authority within the environment of universal law and our soul's co-created agreements. This statement is complete and absolute. This statement is decisive and it is resolute. As a realized sovereign creator being, this statement is universal decree. This closure statement ends the process. This statement is made from my soul's natural sovereign will. Signed, Zsolt Horváth, also known as Even Star Lavananda. So if you agree with this declaration, please make a YouTube video of this document, read it out loud in your own voice and in your own name, then post it on YouTube or any other public forum. This constitutes notice served to the governments and oppressive corporate powers. So that's it. This is a legally binding document. They always throw legal documents at you when you are online and using their platforms. You always have to sign legal documents, so that's exactly what we are doing. All of those documents are very one-sided. Those documents only serve to protect them, so we are doing this to protect us. And the more of us do this, the more powerful it will become on the planetary scale, and will show that humanity is not in consent to what they are doing, and that is a crime on their part. So this is how universal law works. This goes above human laws. It is a higher jurisdiction. So this takes precedence over human laws. And that's the end of the video. Thank you.